So remember the last time we left this video, we were here where the actual I want to put it up on the other screen so that I can't remember how I worked. Okay, I don't need to see this. I just I'll check what I have to do, but let me see quickly. I just want to see, yeah. So we are here. So let me just clear the terminal, because I think we're going to use the terminal for a few things. Remember that you have to open your project. It must be in the project that you're working with. So we have our package.json file, and I did try to explain a few things on it, that this is the name of the project, this is the version, the description, keywords, license, author, and you remember how we created those, how we put up those when we created our package.json by hitting npm in it. Then it gave us that package.json, and then we inputted our details that we wanted for the project. And then the part that we didn't talk about is the script, which is where we're going to put the npm script on. So let's continue from here. First, I just want us to check something before we continue with the script. Or should I put a script first? Yeah, let's see if we can put a script. And normally when you work with this project, you don't really need to open the package.json file in order for you to work on it. You just use npm, right? So you see I closed everything, so I'm literally everything, nothing is open on my Visual Studio Code. So we are going to install the package that we need. Remember, we only have the index.html, main.css, and package.json, and we checked that our style sheet is working with our project. So the next thing that we want to do is to install SaaS that we're going to use to compile our CSS. So npm install SaaS, and then we're going to say --save -dev. So this tells npm that install this as a development dependency, not an actual dependency on the project. So development dependency and actual dependency that I'm talking about, I'm just actually trying to say that development dependency is what you only need for development, but when the website is finally launched, it doesn't get uploaded to the server with that file, that with those files, or whatever whether the modules that we're using, we don't need those. So normally you will have your git ignore file, and I'm going to show you how to quickly create git ignore. And one of the things that we're going to do is we will introduce a little bit of our CodeX AI tool that we can use to assist us with speeding up some of the processes. But what we already know, we won't use it to do something that we don't know, and then it does it behind our behind our back or under our nose, and we find that something is already done and you don't know what it is. So let's install SaaS. We hit enter after we do that, and then it will install SaaS, and it will install it as a dev dependency. So immediately after that, you remember I just said npm install SaaS, and then I said as development dependency. So that is actually done. You'll see on package.json you have development dependency now under the scripts, and then you have, actually still have that script, sorry, under this you have SaaS now installed 1.198 it's 1.98, the version of the SaaS that we are currently on, but it's installed as a development dependency, and you can see the folder is there. So you don't need to know what is inside of this folder. That folder is the one that does magic on our project. So we have already installed SaaS, and then the next thing that we're going to do is we need to create a file, a SaaS file, where we're going to write our SaaS SaaS code on. So for us to do that, remember I said if you're working on a MacBook, you're gonna say mkdir, and then I'm gonna put it down somewhere on the screen for the Windows users, for the Mac Windows user. So mkdir and the name of the folder that you want. So I need a folder called SaaS, and then you hit enter, and then you will see that the folder is created over here and it's empty. So we are going to say cd into that SaaS folder, and then we hit enter, and then now it says we are inside of the folder. And if you say ls, nothing comes back because that folder has nothing. ls is list items or something. It's the shortcut that will help you to see what's inside of the folder. So now we're going to touch main.scss. So, and we hit enter again, and then now we have something inside there. You see main.scss. So that file is the one that we're gonna write our SaaS code on, and it will be written on our main.css. So we're gonna write SaaS, and it's gonna be compiled to this. So the reason for SaaS is it does exactly what it's pretty much like writing CSS but better, and then it will still be compiled as CSS because the browser only knows how to read CSS, not SaaS. Yeah, so let's just give it that short description. So remember that we said that we have to set a script that is going to help us to actually be able to compile SaaS. So that script, we're going to do it on the site. We're going to create a script that's going to help us write our SaaS code. I'm just going to quickly put my stuff ready here so that we can continue. So let's continue. Let me just see if I can quickly, let's pick up where we left off. So I'm just going to clear our terminal so that we can start from scratch, from a clean slate. And then now we have to tell SaaS to go and get the code from npm. So the script that we're going to write is on package.json file, and then we're going to name that script compile SaaS, and then that's the name of the script. And then I will explain how does that work. And it's going to be a SaaS script, and then what we want the script to do now, we're going to put it over here. We're going to say so from SaaS must get the code from our folder that's called SaaS, and then inside the folder that's called SaaS, you're going to find main.scss file, right? SCSS, main.scss file, and then you're going to go into that. So we wanted that file to go to, now to write that script to our main.css, and then we want it to watch, we see watch, I think this is what style compressed. So for now, no. And then I'm gonna save. Let's just check if this is working. So we are saying that the script is a SaaS script, so it has to go into the folder that is called SaaS and find a file that is written main.scss and take the code that's there and write it on the main.css. So main.css, we didn't give it a folder because it does not belong anyway. So let's see, npm run compile SaaS. Let's see. Perfect. It looks like it's working the way we expected. So the changes that we are going to do on this file, for instance, I'm just going to do the reset. Remember that we didn't do the reset on this file. Where is that? I think I have it here. Let me just go to our block. Yeah, we didn't do the reset. You see, we still have some paddings around here on this file, so we're just gonna clear those ones and just to test if our files are connecting properly. So we're going to say on all this, and let's see also on the before and the after. Yeah, and then so we say box sizing, border box, but I also need more a little no box sizing, border box, perfect. But we need also to say margin 0, margin of 0, and margin of 0 and padding of 0. So let me save that and see if this is working correctly. So we need to have that done on here. When we refresh, you see, perfect, it's working actually. There is no margin, there's no padding. You can see that it resets. The reset is working. But now what it did is there is nothing on the main.css, only the reset. The reason for that is because it overrides what's already there. If this is all that is there, it's going to write what's on the main.scss. So we can close the CSS file and package the JSON file, and then we continue. So let's put the styling again for the items that we didn't do. Now I don't know why our editor keeps suggesting stuff for us that we don't want. You know. So let's start styling that thing. This part. Let's style this part the way we want. And the first part that I want to do is to give this hero section a height. So we have to go back to our index.html file and find the name of the hero section, and it's just called hero. So now if you look, our CSS file has the resets, only the resets that we did. It deleted everything that was there before. So I'm going to close it to show you that we are writing SaaS, but our SaaS will go to CSS. So what's going to happen now is we're going to say, let's say hero section. We are styling the hero section, and what we're going to do with that, we're going to say height would be 95 VH, which is 95%, and then background color, background color will be, I just want to give it a dark background. Should I give it black? Let's give it black, just for the sake of showing this thing that we want. And then when I save it and we go to our file and refresh, the background is black and it's 95% viewport height. So we can see that it's black and then it's not 100%. So this black color doesn't really reach down there, it just ends here. So that is what we did. So let's give our body, let's style our body. The body is going to be, it says font family Mary Poppins. I don't know where it's going to get that. And then the color, let's give it a white color, which is FFF. It's going to be white. Let's save and check. And when you refresh, the font is now white on the background. So this is not what we're going to do. We're not going to use these colors. I'm just trying to check. So now if you go back Now if you close your main.scss and you go to your CSS file, you see that the styling that we're writing there, it's coming here. And your question might be, why do we use SaaS to write CSS if all it does is just take the same code and bring it over to this site? Actually, that's not what it does. SaaS writes CSS a lot better, a lot shorter, very smart, and we're gonna talk about that later on. At this point, we're just gonna continue writing our style here until we get to the point where we're talking about SaaS itself and the reason why we're using SaaS instead of CSS. And then now, this is the part where we are aware that we actually have linked our SaaS. We are using SaaS to write our CSS, and then we have linked all files to work together. So we are actually set for this part of the tutorial. So I think let's stop it here, where we and we also did a little bit more on our package.json file. We created a script. So the name of the script is compile SaaS. So when you run the script with npm, what you're going to do, I think the it's Control C will stop the script from working. I don't know. Let me just close it and open it again. So when you run with npm packages, you just have to say npm run, and then you put the name of the script that you are running. So our script this is the name of the script, compile SaaS. So you just say run compile SaaS. So when you hit enter, npm will run this script. And then what is the script? So now this second part is the script. So after this, we come to the script. The script is a SaaS script, and the folder that I want this script to do is to go into the folder that is called SaaS, and then inside of the folder, which is the slash, inside of the folder, find a file that is written main.scss, which is the file that is here, main.css, and then take take what's written on that file and transfer it to main.scss, which is to this file. So write what's there and write it here, and this is what the script does. So, and then we give it a watch. So we say with -- watch, we say every time we change something on this script, you must keep a watch of that. So what we can do, we can also, if you look at the bottom of my screen here, we have a live server. I have installed live server. So live server is the script that you run. If I click on live server, it's going to run this project. That means the index.html on the browser, and then every time we do something, we update something, it changes immediately without us having to refresh. Because right now, I think you can see changes don't happen without you saying. Let's make an example. You see this? I'm going to say text transform of this to uppercase, and then you'll see it will not change until we do. Let me go to our SaaS and close the main.css. What did I do? Don't save. Yeah, so we are on main.scss. So the next thing that I want is to, no, not that. What I wanted to do is to I can't remember what was the plan. Okay, let me just style this. I'm just gonna give this main title an uppercase, just for demonstration. So I'm just going to go down here and say main dash title, and then inside of that I'm just gonna say I'm removing this. I don't know why I'm getting this. I don't like the suggestions for now, text transform. Yeah, I just want the text transform uppercase. Now text is not written right. Text transform uppercase. And then when I save, or I didn't run this script, let's just run and say command S. So it's compiling, so I hope it did. So when we go back to this script here, to our block, you see we just did something to that and we saved it, but nothing changed because we have to refresh for the text to become uppercase. If we don't refresh, I'm gonna put it back, text transform. Let's remove the text transform now. Let's say text decoration, text decoration tab, and say line through. Let's just put it, and I'm going to save it. Yeah, I just saved it. You see that it did check, but nothing is happening here. I removed the uppercase and I put text decoration line through. So it's supposed to have a line going through it. It shouldn't be on uppercase, but we don't see that because of it didn't refresh the page. So when I refresh, only now you've seen that that change. But with we have to install another package that's going to assist us to not have to refresh the page ourselves. It will immediately when we save, it will refresh the page automatically. But with live server, if I do that, this one is open with live server, and this one was open directly. You can see it says, but this one is open with live server. That's why it's on this localhost 5500 port. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. I'm going to change this and say text transform uppercase again. Text transform, text transform uppercase. And when I save and go to the live server part, you see it's already refreshed. Actually, it refreshes immediately. I don't have to do refresh. I will remove the uppercase again, and we save it. When we go back, it's already, the uppercase is gone, but we didn't have to come here and refresh. That's the best thing of using live server. You don't have to refresh. You see now it was saying run live server. Now we don't have to run live server here. It's automatically doing its thing for us. It's refreshing for us. So this video is enough. We are going to go to the next part, and the next part will probably be to put the image background on our page and put the proper styling now of the page and put the proper content on this. So we're still going to work on this part, even on part 2. Cheers guys, see you on the next video.